Yes, Comrade Chris, it's good. It's good being with you again today. Hello to the new leader of the interim government, Dr. Epa, um, Honorable Bruno and Selma. Greetings to you, and greetings to you, fellow Amazonians, and especially to our warriors and heroes on the ground who are holding our territory and defending it from the illegal occupation of the Republic of Cameroon. Continue doing what you're doing. It is now 9 years and counting. They gave us 2 weeks. You have proven beyond any reasonable doubt that Ambazonia belongs to you. And given the lockdown, the ongoing lockdown that has been extremely successful, it now shows to the world who controls Amazonia. Now, with regards to the case about whether or not uh, the Southern Cameroon should take part in the so-called elections in La Republic Cameroon, I have one thing to say. You see, Chiroma is a very cunning somebody. You have to be very keen when you are dealing with him. And you cannot imagine that this is someone who, for decades, has been a minister under Paul Biya, and he just turned around and has been able to convince people to believe in him as being the Messiah that's going to save the same government he has served for decades. Now, let me tell you this. Chiroma is trying to win the game before the match even before the match started by trying to lure Ambazonians to endorse him or to support him or to take part in their so-called elections. Let me explain. Let's imagine that we now go in that are taking place in La Republic Cameroon. And tomorrow, because we are hoping that when Chiroma wins, we'll go and negotiate with him. And tomorrow he wins, and we'll go to negotiate with him. And we say, by the way, we want to go back to our country as was in the past. And what would Chiroma say? Chiroma would say, but you just took part in our elections. How can you now say that you want to go back to being an independent state when you just participated in our elections? That means you are part of us. What then are we going to say? What are we going to say if Chiroma says you just took part in our elections? You cannot now tell us that you are not citizens of La République du Cameroon. We will not be able to defend that decision. We have stated clearly that we are not part of La République du Cameroon. Taking part in their election completely defeats everything we have done up to now. It defeats our essence of having our own anthem. It defeats the essence of us having our own flag. It completely rubbishes everything we have stood for the past 9 years. So it is a trap, and some of us are falling for it. Let us be very careful. And besides, when you are going into an argument with somebody, you have to first of all ask yourself what you are hoping to get out of it. What really would Ambazonians be hoping to get out of any participation in La République du Cameroon's election? I don't see the benefit. I still don't see the benefit. Because, Comrade Chris, let me paint you another scenario again. By those who believe that Chiroma is going to win the election and be the favorite person with whom we should negotiate, should also tell me that this scenario I'm going to paint here will be correct. That after the election, that Chiroma is going to be pronounced the winner. By who? I don't know. I don't yet know that person in that country that was pronounced Chiroma as being the winner of that election. And then after that, what is supposed to happen? You must also envision that the likes of Paul Biya himself leading the way, Shantabia, Ngongo, Atanganji, uh, 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 all of the back of deplorables that constitute that government, that we will see them packing their bags and flocking to their airports taking chartered flights and getting out of that country, because given what these people have done, there is no way that they will be able to stay in that country if Chiroma were to win, because it will imply that they will be tried for the crimes that they have committed. Can someone envision this scenario and tell me that it's something that's going to happen? I don't think so. And thirdly, the clamor for Ambazonians to take part in this so-called election is just is based on some falsehood, because they are giving the impression that Chiroma's path to victory goes through the southern Cameroons, which is not true. Chiroma has a path to victory in La Republic of Cameroon. Given what we have seen, first of all, he already has a good cache of votes coming from the three northern regions, as they call it. He has the littoral, I believe. He has the West, if the votes were counted free and fair. And even in the center, I think he will be able to get a good number of votes in the center. What does Paul Biya have left for him then? Maybe he has the South. Maybe he has part of the center. Maybe the South and maybe the East. That is not a path to victory for Paul Biya. So, given that we already have a path to victory for Chiroma, as I've explained,
Start and narrator updates window. Next button. Exiting narrator.
Why then is this obsession with the fact that the Southern Cameroons or the Southern Cameroonians must take part in this so-called election? It is not necessary. All that Chiroma needs to do is to protect the votes that he already has in their country. Chiroma can win the election with the votes that currently exist in their country. They don't need the Southern Cameroons for him to win. When he has won the election, he can then approach us and we can sit down and talk. But to tell us to go in and take part in this election at this time is a trap, because once we take part in that election, we have already defeated any reason that we may present later on for regaining our independence and sovereignty. Thank you.
All right, let's hear from Sama Thomas, please.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Oh, thank God. Thank you for having me come to Chris, and let me say hi to my fellow comrades in the panel. Well, the likes of Eric Chinje are saying that we should join La Republic in their sham elections that they are organizing. I wonder if Eric Chinje and whosoever that is clamoring that Southern Cameroon should join La Republic in their sham elections have ever asked themselves what happened to the elections of 1992. The Southern Cameroonians not participate in that elections? Didn't the Southern Cameroonian won that election? Did they allow us to rule during that time? I also heard Eric Chinje said in 2004 they wanted to constitute a single candidate for all the opposition parties. But he did not tell us exactly what happened in that night, in 2004. In 2004, they elected Ndamjoya. They chose Ndamjoya over the SDF, which was the biggest party in parliament then. Frundi told them if they had to choose any candidate to represent them, they should go by the position of strength. And if they have to go by the position of strength, the SDF stands out. If not, the SDF will go in all alone. The SDF went all alone and defeated all of them, including even the CPTF. Did they give the victory to Frundi? They didn't. With all the elections that the Southern Cameroon participated in that damn shit country and won, did they ever respect the verdict of those elections? Now, let me come back to the crux of the matter now, where we are today. Issa Chiruma, who is saying that Southern Cameroon should vote for him to become the president of La Republic of Cameroon, was the same was Issa Chiruma the same person about 3 years ago who said Southern Cameroon were terrorists? Is he now clamoring for the same terrorists 3 years ago to vote for him? So terrorists are good when they have to vote for Issa Chiruma. Thirdly, why is our vote too important for people like Issa Chiruma or La Republic of Cameroon as a whole? We are just 2 cubes of sugar. Or in their percentage classification, we are just 13%. If this 13% does not vote, 87% will vote. That is the majority in La Republic of Cameroon. And it will still mean something. Can Chiruma galvanize 87% of the votes in La Republic to vote him in as Mr. President? If at all he is coming to us in good faith, he will now say, okay, now that I've been voted as president by 87%, let me turn now to the sugar or the 13% and say, my brothers, why are we fighting? If at all we are dear brothers, can you all come for us to sit and talk? Must we participate in that election before Issa Chiruma will now say, after the election, we'll sit and talk? Fourthly, is the playing field level in such a way that even if Issa Chiruma's 87% voted for him in Latin Cameroon, they will allow him to rule? Didn't that 87% voted for Kamto 7 years ago? Was that victory given to Kamto? Has Issa Chiruma forgotten so soon and La Republican citizens that just about 2 months or 3 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, Jean Macron in France, or they say it's Macron, said Paul Biya and Alassane Dramane Ouattara of Ivory Coast are the best presidents in Africa, that if there is any change, any meaningful change to take place in Africa, these are the 2 persons that can bring about that meaningful change. Do they think that France now will just let their man, Paul Biya, to say, no, Paul Biya, you are no longer using for us, so go. Issa Chiruma should come and replace you. They are a joke. If La Republicans were sincere enough, and serious that they need a meaningful change in that country, the day Kamto was rejected out of that race, that was the day they could have said, in this country, even the Chiruma himself would have said, as Kamto is rejected, so too I am rejected, so too is Joshua Ose. They are talking about Southern Cameroonians to join them. Is Joshua Ose not there? Why can't they vote for Joshua Ose to now turn around and meet his brothers? If at all we are his brothers, to say, my brothers, you should come and let us negotiate. Let me keep that aside. Had it been they were serious, they could have said there is no election to take place in this country if Kamto is not reinstated into this race. As Kamto was rejected, it therefore means every other person who is not of the CPGM ranking or the original candidate is also rejected. Are they waiting to say that after the original candidate is confirmed by Atanganji and their electoral commission, what they call it, whatsoever they call it, they will now go back to the courts to meet the other Atangana to challenge the result in courts? Or they will now, after wasting their time with the ballot box, say, okay, we will go by what is useful in all ramifications, so far as the revolution is concerned, to take this credit out. This is the time. We cannot join them to waste our time that we are going to repose. By the way, the Southern Cameroons is not part of La Republic of Cameroon. If they only clamor about Southern Cameroons to join them in their voting, have they gone to, let me say, Equatorial Guinea and asked them to join them in their voting? Why only Southern Cameroonians? Don't they know that there is also the northern part of the southern Cameroon that is in Nigeria? Why don't they go to northern Nigeria and say, or northern Cameroon in Nigeria and say, come and participate in this our election? For this is what we know was Cameroon, that they are claiming the southern Cameroon to be part of their damn shit country. We are not going to participate in that type of a sham elections, for it is not an election. It is not even a selection. The person, the king is there just to be confirmed by the colonizers of such a king, which is France. The day they will take France out of their electoral process in La Cameroon, you can now be talking about elections in La République du Cameroon. Failure to take France, like Cote d'Ivoire has done, like Mali has done, like Niger has done, maybe Chad as well. Nothing called credible elections will ever take place in La République du Cameroon. I've given them how many percentage Pobia is going to win with. 85% that Pobia will win with. Any changes this thing is talking about technology. That they will use the technology to legitimize and defend their victory. Who told him that in 7 years ago that technology wasn't there? Didn't Kanto and the rest stand in court with the return sheets from the polls signed by CPDM representative that this is the original return sheet from the polls, and Atangana was seated there at the court with a file with nobody's signature there saying this is the original one, and this is the authentic result. Did they change that result? Is it now that Eric Chinje and the rest will now use which technology to do what with in La République du Cameroon? Has Atananji and Paul Biya not told these guys that what is impossible all over the world is possible in La République Cameroon?
All right.
The only thing that can happen in that country is not to go to the polls. Is for them to fight and kill Paul Biya, kill themselves, let the blood of liberty in that country water the tree of liberty.
All right.
Failure to do that, Paul Biya will die there. Frank Biya will come and rule for the next 50 years, and they will finally turn it to a kingdom. No elections will ever change anything in that damn country called La Cameroon.
All right.
Correct.
Thank you. Before I bring in Bruno and Maître Nikamp, who are also part of the show, I like Ambazonians to look at something. Now, there is a coalition that is being led by Issa Chiroma, a coalition of other political movements and parties in La République du Cameroon. They came together and agreed on an MOU, memorandum of what? What do you call it? Memorandum of understanding. They agreed that if Chiroma should win, Chiroma will rule for a term, one term. And within that one term, they will work on the constitution, they will do many other things. Now, I'm passing this as a warning to Ambazonians who are saying, let's go and vote. The question of Issa Chiroma, those who are saying, let's just go and vote out Paul Biya, let's help vote out Paul Biya, and then vote in Issa Chiroma and sit down and negotiate with him. The question is, what are we negotiating with Chiroma for? What are we negotiating for? This is a problem in negotiating with Chiroma. Chiroma doesn't see Ambazonia as a separate Cameroon problem. Chiroma sees Ambazonia as another problem in the country. That is a problem there, a very big one, because if we do that, we will never get what we want. And I made that point again in my monologue. But let me bring something to you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring something to you. Issa Chiroma and a group of other opposition in La République du Cameroon, they have come together to form what they call the Coalition for Change. The Coalition for Change, or the Union for Change. And I am going to bring you some revelations that will shock you. So do not be bought over when you hear Chiroma talks about a referendum. When you hear Chiroma talks about Anglophones resolving their problem. I'm going to show you right here what the program for Issa Chiroma is going to look like for the first term. I don't know whether a term of 5 years, 4 years, or 7 years. But this group of opposition leaders in La République du Cameroon have come together, endorsed Issa Chiroma, and then put out a program, what they want Issa Chiroma to do for the first term. The arrangement is they vote him in. He is there for a term. Within a term, he agreed to staying there only for a term, to ruling for only for a single term. That is, suppose he wins. So that is the agreement they reach. They will put him in there. He agreed to ruling only for one term. Within that term, certain things will take place, which I'm going to show you. And then after that, they will now call for general elections where everybody, assuming at that time the problems in Cameroon would have been solved. Now, Cameroon now in that context, including Ambazonia, I'm going to show you, and then I want you to ask yourself whether what you see, what I'm about to show you, whether it resolves the Ambazonian conflict, whether it even tackles it. Now look at this chart I'm going to show you, ladies and gentlemen. What you are seeing there, that is the website containing the program that the Union for Change, about UFC, Union for Change 2025. The Union for Change, again, is a group of political formation and movements, parties and movement, NGOs, human rights organizations that have come together to endorse Issa Chiroma. And they have come out with a number of things that Issa Chiroma is going to do for his one term in office. So what you see here, look at it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what Issa Chiroma is going to do. They call it our 6 strategic pillars. The 6 strategic pillars are the things that Issa Chiroma supposed to be doing for his one term of leadership. Pillar number 1, or program number 1, peace, reconciliation, national cohesion. I don't know whether Ambazonia falls within that. Let me ask you, Ambazonians, do you see Ambazonian anywhere in this pillar number 1, which I believe they consider to be the most important thing? Peace, reconciliation. Who is reconciling who? Of course, Ambazonian problem, they always want to, talk reconciliation. They are not looking at us as a people who stand for, who want their freedom and independence and justice. No, they want peace. And to get peace, they will talk reconciliation. So, for those of you out there listening to the sound of my voice, ladies and gentlemen, should we go to their election and vote for peace and reconciliation? Is that what you want us to go vote? Is that what you want Ambazonia to participate in French Cameroon elections for? To go and vote for peace and reconciliation? Okay, look at number 2. Maybe it is there. No, number 2 says audit of the Cameroonian state. Now tell me, that is what you want us to go to the polls and vote for, isn't it? Go and vote for an audit of the Cameroonian state. Look at number 3. It says political and institutional reforms. Political and institutional reforms. Is that what you want us to go and vote? You want Ambazonians to go and vote in French Cameroon election political reforms. You know, they will combine everything and say we are solving the problem in Cameroon by making political and institutional reform. But that is not enough to carry us to the pool, because we have been fighting for 9 years, and thousands of people have been slaughtered, murdered by French Cameroon soldiers, not for political reforms in La République du Cameroon, but for justice for the southern Cameroons and Bazonia. And so the idea of pillar number 3 being political and institutional reforms has nothing to do with resolving the conflict in Ambazonia. And for those of you who are saying that, go and vote and sit down with Issa Chiroma and talk, tell me what you see in this program that answers the question to Ambazonia's problem. Tell me, looking at that. Okay, look at number 4, economic growth and sustainable development. Number 5, human capital development and social solidarity. Number 6, Pan-African and international influence. Pan-African and international influence. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ambazonians, you tell me, that is the program Issa Chiroma should be executing should he win the election. After looking at this program, tell me what you want us to sit down with Issa Chiroma to negotiate for in this program. The problem is the Cameroon government, be it their cronies, they never ever recognize that Ambazonia fights for a unique problem. It is not a problem of political and institutional reforms. It is not a problem of peace and reconciliation. It is the idea of recognizing that in 1961 we came together as two sovereign, different states that came together. That is what we are fighting for, recognition. The independence and the autonomy of Ambazonia. Not some political reforms, not some reconciliation. We are reconciling with who? Who are we reconciling with? We're not fighting for Pan-Africanism. We're not fighting for some human capital development and social solidarity or whatever. Look at this program, ladies and gentlemen. Is this what you want us to join La République and go to the polls to vote for? That is the program that the Union for Change, led by Issa Chiroma, is going to be executing once it takes power. And people are saying, join him, just go and vote for him and settle with him. Look at that program. If there is anything to settle with him inside, that is it. They call it 6 pillars. Peace and reconciliation. Audit of the Cameroonian state. What has that got to do with Ambazonia? Political and institutional reforms. Economic. So I really hope that we'll make this case. Let me get to Comrade John Ba Akuro, who has just joined me now. Comrade Akuro, thanks for having you, sir.
I also like to say hello to all the people, especially those of the Southern Cameroons who should be tuned in to this program. My delight to join you on this platform, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's get into the issues. I'm sure you have followed up with the political campaigning in La République du Cameroon and the effort, the pressure to get Ambazonians go out there and participate in this charade of an election organized by La République du Cameroon. You have heard talks like it is an opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, they say, to finally end the conflict and then bring peace. Have you heard enough to convince you that Ambazonians should go out and participate in French Cameroon organized elections?
Yeah, Chris, the first thing I will say is that the people who are saying it's a once in a lifetime opportunity are absolutely correct. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity for the people of La République du Cameroon to take back their country, to make sure that they are able to ensure change in their country. But as to how it relates to the Southern Cameroons, I don't see where that really comes in, because I have said this before, and I will take this opportunity to reiterate it. There is no one who can become president of La République du Cameroon who can change the situation in the southern Cameroons, not even to please the federalists. Because I have to make this clear, and I've made it abundantly clear before to everyone. The form of the state for La République du Cameroon is determined by France. And as far as Paris is concerned, they know that the southern Cameroon's subsoil is a mineral scandal. And because they are aware that it's a mineral scandal, their appetite to make sure that they continue to get unfettered access to those resources is even growing, bigger. It has gone especially bigger with the loss for France of those three Sahelian countries of, Mali, of Burkina Faso, and of Niger. And so, even if Issa Chiruma Bakari were to become president, and of course, why that, I mean, I say the if with a lot of insistence, because for now, if you listen to Atanga Ponji talk today, and if you listen to the body politics in La République du Cameroun, that is a pipe dream, because there is no possibility. There is absolutely, I should say this, and I repeat and strengthen it clearly for all to hear. There is zero chance that there can be change in Cameroon through the ballot box. That is an absolute impossibility. For the people of La République du Cameroon right now, this represents a once in a lifetime opportunity to not only, seek change, but to go and fight all the way to make sure they impose their will on those who have confiscated their country for a long time. For the people of the southern Cameroon, for the people of Ambazonia, for us, it's business as usual. We have to stay out of the politics of La République du Cameroon, because our involvement cannot help us in any way, shape, or form. The only cosmetic things that can happen will be like resolving some of the problems that they have created recently. Releasing political prisoner, that's a problem that they have created.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't constitute one of the problems that one of the issues that we have been fighting against. That's number one. Number two, declaring some kind of general amnesty, that is still a problem. That's still resolving a problem that they have created. And then if you hear Issa Chiruma Bakari talk about wanting to have a discussion about the form of the state, or wanting to embrace federalism, he doesn't even tell you the kind of federalism he will embrace. So the
Exactly.
French will never, ever, on any circumstance, accept even a return to the two-state federation as existed. In 1961 or before 1960, or at the dawn of
Yeah, in
independence in
1961, yeah.
1961. The French cannot accept that, and this is something that everyone should absolutely put it clearly in their heads. And so, if you are aware that even now that we are fighting, even 8 years into the fight, with thousands of people dying, with thousands of people displaced, with losses in terms of property and all of those things, La République du Cameroon is continuing unstoppably to push its agenda. Then tell me what you think would ever cause them to backpedal on it. The most recent move has been to ensure that they will appoint notaries public, who for now are only citizens of La République du Cameroon. Because until this moment, the function of notaries public is conducted by the common law lawyers, by our lawyers. That is part of the duty of a lawyer in the common law system. But this fight started as a result of La République du Cameroon forcing the Ohada Uniform Act on the people of the southern Cameroons, effectively suppressing the bijural system and the taking away the common law system to replace it with a kind of unified legal system that is, purely French. And so, if with that fight going on for all this while, and all the noise they have made, they have never withdrawn the magistrates, the
Yeah.
French, the La République Cameroon magistrates they appointed to our courts. They never withdrew their court registrars. They never aborted the ambition of watering down our legal system. Yet they have indicated that they are going to push forward now by suppressing the ability of lawyers to play the role of, notaries public. And the only notaries public trained this far are citizens of La République du Cameroon. Not a single Southern Cameroonian has been trained as notaries public. Right up to this moment, the land management system in the Southern Cameroons is controlled by citizens of La République du Cameroon who are appointed through their Ministry of State Property and Land Tenure.
Yeah.
And their surveyors generally make sure that they cut out the choicest pieces of land, get them expropriated as GRAs, and then because these GRAs are, shared out by the administration, the divisional officers and the governors, who are almost always citizens of La République du Cameroon, they always get away with about 70 to 80% of the chunks of land. Added to that now will be that you want to fathers and mothers right in the villages. So this tells you that if they can be continuing and pushing through with that, even within the framework of this struggle right now, even when the voices in the bushes are still opposing them, even when the people continue to observe ghost towns on Monday, even when the people in huge numbers continue to say we have nothing to do with La République du Cameroon, even when our people spontaneously tell Issa Chiruma Bakari they cannot sing La République du Cameroon anthem on our territory, then what is going to happen when we foolishly give in to them in the name of seizing some opportunity to have our situation resolved? I think that to me is absolutely foolish talk.
And I have also made the argument that this is essentially conceding to La République du Cameroon and saying we're no longer looking for independence. We're just looking for some political reforms. That's what it is. Because I don't know how you go out, participate in French Cameroon elections, and BI wins, and then you come back and say, I'm not Cameroonian, I'm Ambazonian, after you participated in the political process in that country. Does it make sense?
That's exactly why I talk about consistency. I've had the opportunity to discuss that on my platform. I've had the opportunity to draw the attention of our people to the effect that that is backpedaling on who we say we are. If we say that we are not part of La République du Cameroon, and our people have decided to close down their shops, close down their businesses, close down their cities and everything, and stay indoors to boycott all forms of political campaigning in our territory, then I'm seeing messages people are saying about, some people say at the last minute we now go and say, let us suspend this on the 11th and the 12th so that people can go out and vote. What message are you sending to the people? What signals are you sending? So some mixed signals. Either we are part of La République du Cameroon or we are not. But history tells me we are not. Again, even by an act of the United Nations, in the year La République du Cameroon was celebrating 50 years of its independence, the United Nations simply also recognizes that we are not. Because if the United Nations recognized that we were part of La République du Cameroon, the only gift they presented to Cameroon when they were celebrating 50 years of their independence would never have been two maps. One map of La République du Cameroon and the other of the Southern Cameroons, and would clearly define international boundaries. And then again, when they say go out there and vote Issa Chiruma calls us secessionists. You are seceding from what? I don't ever admit anyone to call me a secessionist or to call me a separatist, because I make this clear. You only separate from something you belong to. You only secede from something you had belonged to before. But clearly, when you look at those two maps from the United Nations, it tells you Southern Cameroons is an entity with internationally recognized boundaries. La République du Cameroon is an entity with internationally recognized boundaries. Those are the two maps they presented to the president of La République du Cameroon in 2010. If we had had a treaty of union and become one, and then we were not struggling to secede from that one whole that we had become, that's when there will be a problem. And at that time, the United Nations would have had a third map, or they might have just come with one map, which would be a map that encapsulates both the Southern Cameroons and the former UN Trust territory of British Southern Cameroons. The fact that that one did not exist, the fact that they did not present that one, and the fact that they presented these two maps was another way of reminding the government of La République du Cameroon that at the United Nations, nothing has been filed to bring these two entities together into one map, to bring these two maps together into one. They may not come today to say we have come to enforce the fact that Southern Cameroon does not belong. With that visual, they opened the eyes of the people of the Southern Cameroon to recognize that even at the United Nations, we don't know there is a union. And the onus, therefore, to fight to get that which belongs to us is on us. Nobody will come from anywhere to come and do it. If we leave the status quo the way it is and we feel comfortable with it, the rest of the world will feel comfortable with it. But if we tell the world we are uncomfortable with this and we fight tooth and nail, you know, the tendency on the international scene is to watch and see, to see how far you will go. If you go as far as to begin to take back your territory, begin to clear them out of some zones, begin to inch in and liberate some zones and move in and, kicking them out and getting their control out once and for all, there they know that, okay, now you are in business. And at some point, they will come in to say, no, we need to sit down and examine this matter. And they know where the truth is. That is why La République du Cameroon will never accept to sit around any international negotiation table with the people of the Southern Cameroons, because they know on day one, when they open the legal principles, they will have nothing to show that they have any claim to the territory of the Southern Cameroons. So why are we going to downgrade our struggle that's over 8 years gone by going to participate in the foreign elections? And just like you said, they declare Paul Biya winner, as it's going to be the case. They come back and continue to say, no, I don't belong. I only came in because I wanted to see if Chiruma can win. And if Chiruma wins, then we can talk business. That is absolute stupidity.
But even
the people themselves on the ground know. So let's respect the people.
Even if Chiruma wins, how, after going to vote for him, how do you now come and sit down with him and say, I'm Ambazonia? When you voted for him in the election in his country, how can you come and sit down to negotiate with him as Ambazonia?
Whereas our people even made it clear to him. So those people speaking in the diaspora or wherever, I don't know where they are coming from. The imagery you saw in Bamenda should be clear enough to you because it speaks for itself. When Issa Chiruma asked to sing a foreign anthem in our land, you, who is one of the leaders of the pro-independence movements, you were not there. I was not there. No one was there. Yeah. Even the freedom fighters were not there with them to tell them don't dare. But you notice that he was talking here in a very crowded environment. Not a single person even attempted to start singing for another one to tell him or her that stop that. No.
Right. No.
The crowd went silent, and then the only voices that came to him reminded him that one is going to be very difficult. Why were they doing that? Because the people know this is foreign territory. That anthem is foreign anthem. And they transmitted the message to Issa Chiruma in the strongest possible form that anyone can do. This was a spontaneous act of our people demonstrating that they are politically very educated, very alert, and they know where to cut the limits. And they know where to remind Issa Chiruma we're not bad. So you can't count on us.
Thank you. Hold in there, comrade. Let me bring in Bruno here. Uncle B, are you there, sir? I think you are muted. All right, while you adjust, Maitre Nikom joining me from Europe. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, thank you very much, Comrade Chris. And,
so tell me, what do you make of this argument that let's go and help Chiroma win, and after he wins, then we will sit down and negotiate with him?
That is absolutely nonsense and crazy. And I want to draw the attention of each and every one of us here, especially those committed Ambazonians who are fighting to make sure that we reinstate our statehood. We should understand that anybody be them the federalists or those who are supporting a unionist kind of affiliation or relationship with the Republic of Cameroon. These are people that have something to benefit. They have something to defend. Maybe they have investment that they in the Republic of Cameroon that they don't know the future of those their investment. Should Amazonia secure its independence fully? That's why they still want us to stick with them. And for that reason, it's not going to work. Completely, it's not going to work. Anybody who thinks that you want to defend the interests of the Republic, let them skip over the Mongo. Yeah, they have the right to apply for citizenship in the Republic of Cameroon and then secure their their passport or what, and then vote for them and stay there. But in as far as Southern Cameroon is concerned, it is gone. And excuse me once again, Chris. Look, let's take the question this young lady drew from, who called from Boya a day ago, asking what is the end game, the suffering and all whatnot. Listen, my dear fellow sisters, comrade, unless you don't know, they don't even tell you what is ongoing. The achievement Southern Cameroon and Amazonia have attained is enormous. The world has seen it. It's just that the international community, to an extent, is a bit shameless to maybe step in fully and say, hey, no, the Republic of Cameroon, get out of here right now. We have gone far past the time of sitting back to say, let's come back. Come back to where? So it's already past time. We keep, look, there should be no election. We should not even be talking about election in Southern Cameroon and Amazonia. For what? To elect who? We are two different countries. The pedagogy lies of one and indivisible. There was a question I asked. When they talk of one and indivisible, are they talking about the Federal Republic of Cameroon or the United Republic of Cameroon or the Republic of Cameroon? In all of this analysis, then where is Southern Cameroon? Where is Southern Cameroon? And to an extent also, Mr. Chris and other panelists here, I think some of these our brothers, journalists, what they're in the Republic of Cameroon, they have done us a misjustice of spreading false information. If the Republic of Cameroon should withdraw itself from this so fast union we had in Fumban and call itself the Republic of Cameroon, why can Southern Cameroon not be addressed as Southern Cameroons? Why are they afraid to call Southern Cameroon? They're afraid of, when they call them, they will arrest them or intimidate them or do what to them. This is just wrong. And when you see it on television and say Southern Cameroon, they look on you like maybe you are a terrorist. Yeah. And they have mischaracterized our case so much, and we have allowed them done this for a long time. They describe us secessionists. They describe us separatists. They describe us terrorists. You only succeed from something that is a whole. In all the cases, Southern Cameroon has never been an integral part of the Republic of Cameroon anywhere ever. They were two transitive territories of the United Nations, equal in status. And now the Republic of Cameroon, over the years, have construed the result of a plebiscite to be like an agreement. It's not an agreement. It was just a referral vote that you, the leaders of Southern Cameroon, go and negotiate the terms on how we can live side by side with our other brothers. And before they could even come back and table what they have discussed there in Fumban, Ahijo annexed the territory there, occupied our land till today, and they don't want to leave. And okay, before I go, I forget one thing, please, Mr. Chris and panelists. Everybody is shouting, Chiroma, Bello Buba is gaining push. What has that got to do with Southern Cameroonian? These are the people that Southern Cameroon has always suffered. Before the Republic of Cameroon enjoys anything, it is always on the blood of Southern Cameroonian. Look at the launching of the multipartyism in Bamenda. How many people died? 6 Southern Cameroonian to pave the way for Bello Buba to return from Nigeria, and also with Chiroma to be released from prison. Have these two persons ever taken a trip to Southern Cameroon when there was not even any election to say, hey, thank you for having liberated our lives? No. Have they even taken a trip to go to Nigeria and see the refugees in Nigeria? No. Not to even go to Nkondengi there, just in Yaoundé. Have any of them visited Siseku and the Neraten and all of our prisoners of war and conscience detained in Yaoundé? No. But they skip all of them and move to Bamenda, move to Boya, under armored cars and say, vote for me. Even Joshua will see whether it's a Kere Muna also. Please let them stay away from our homeland. We are Southern Cameroon. We have nothing to do with the elections in the Republic of Cameroon. And somebody will ask again and say the end game for 9 years, 9 good years, the Republic of Cameroon has been unable to govern Southern Cameroon. That is pure. The state of the economy in the Republic of Cameroon is degrading. The economy is already fallen. They have no borrowing power anywhere in the world again. They don't even have money to pay their salaries. That's why the army will go on rampage, arrest an entire quarter, lock them up to pay ransom. Who is now the terrorist kidnapping people? Is it not the Republic of Cameroon's army? Please let them stay away with their election. And you, our fellow people of the Southern Cameroon, stay out of any crowd. If some flybird can't jump for inside a compound, now you find them all. Life has no duplicate. Let me put this one to you clean and clear. When they say stay away, means stay away. I will be coming back. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Let's get to, I think Bruno is still frozen there. Let's get to Sama Thomas. Sama, what point do you have to include in that?
What I can tell our people, which way have we talked for our people on the ground? Now say, stay like Metro Nikupi don't talk and welcome Metro. Like Metro Nikupi don't talk and maybe I reiterate and say, stay for your house. Because why you ever stay for your house? La Republic will use this one like an opportunity for wait in Southern Cameroon and for street. Say if you come for the they gun you down with the pretense say you being a soldier. So for being on the safe side, please make everybody stay for ye house. If anything happen for you, make it happen where you live a house. Make it not happen where you live a street. Where you place yourself in your harm's way. Today, tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, stay off the streets of the Southern Cameroons. Because even you, when you say Bilanga truth, you want to go fulfill what you CPDM don't tell you, say make you go fulfill them. I bet you, like the other school of thought talk say, if you go for day, you successfully go vote, you turn back under the cover of armor tank. When you come back for your house, they will carry that armor tank, bring them for your house, can't stand there to wait you. Even if you go, they don't carry that armor tank, can't stand there to wait you, you go vote for Paul Biya. It will now tar the roads for the whole of Bamenda. And the ring road they promised them since 1982. When World Bank, African Development Bank give them money for tar that road since 1975. They never tar that road. So you are voting now. It will tar that road or wait it will be the consequences of your voting. You are voting today. If you go vote for Paul Biya, it will now give you freedom. When you are beginning to go for school, they don't will take French teachers. Maybe they can't teach wonderful English or school because what they call what you say bougie, what be bougie responsibility inside engine. Now the type of vote that we want vote them and may they give you that kind of education for your picking them. Or you want vote now for waiting. Stay off La Republique. You voting for Southern Cameroon because it not be of any consequence. You don't only go for act for enslave yourself for the next 7 years and if possibly for the next 50 years or 60, as long as be enslaved for the past 64 years. Stay off anything organized by La Republique for Southern Cameroon.
All right. Let me get to Mike there. We hear the talks of Issa Chiroma winning and freeing political prisoners. Are they supposed? They're not supposed to be in prison in the first place. So it is not like he is favoring us or doing anything good for us, isn't it?
Thank you again, Comrade Chris, and greetings to Comrade John Bakro and Metro Nikan for joining the show. Yes, first of all, again, the question is what is the path to victory for Chiroma? It is not through the Southern Cameroons, it is through the proper um, uh, se- them being able to secure the votes that they will get in their country. It is not because the Southern Cameroons or Southern Cameroonians will have to vote. Our votes don't mean anything. It is not what will determine whether Chiroma becomes president in their country or not. They keep throwing these things out and trying to entice us to see reason in taking part in this thing that is supposed to be a chain around our necks. Because once we take part in this thing, we have no argument going forward again to present as request or demanding that our independence and sovereignty be restored from anybody because they will ask you, okay, even if you go to the United Nations, they say, but we saw you taking part in the elections in La Republica Cameroon. How can you come to us now and tell us you want your country back? Which country are you referring to? And so that is, Chris, let me go back to something here which uh, some of our people seem to have amnesia or something. They tend to forget so easily how we got here. When people say, okay, Chiroma will give us back a chance to have maybe the federation that we lost in 1972, uh, my question is this. Let's assume that Chiroma is a nice guy and that is able to give us even the two-state federation, which is an exaggeration, first of all. Now, what if after the 7 years that, or 5 years that he's supposed to serve, whatever number of years since he has one term, and then he leaves, and then some Tangana comes back in and takes us right back to where we are coming from now. What then do we do after our boys must have given up and come out of their hiding places, surrendered, maybe their defense tools taken from them? At that point, what do we do? Do we say, okay, let's go back to the bush and start fighting again? No, we do not want these half measures. And I don't know why some of us have this obsession with dependency. Why do we feel that we have to always ask people to give us things that we can get for ourselves? Why do we have to depend on La Republic to come around to give us what it is ours to take? Resources that are in our own under our own soil, we have to wait for La Republic to give them to us. Why? Why can't we just stand up and take for ourselves what is rightfully ours and manage ourselves and shape our destiny as we see fit? I'm just tired of this idea that if we must succeed, we must depend on some other person to give to us what is rightfully ours. I'm talking about the so-called federation again. I have here with me the constitution of the federal constitution of 1961, as flawed as the process may have been, but it was a structure that if La République de Cameroon had respected, we will not be where we are today. And in, I think, Article 47 here, which clearly states that Article 47, let me just read here, which says, no bill to amend the Constitution may be introduced if it tends to impair the unity and integrity of the Federation. But what happened? How long did that take? Did it take for them to do away with it? So when people keep asking for a federation, the problem is not having the federation. The problem is keeping it and maintaining the terms of the federation, which we know La Republic Cameroon to be a people who are, by their own intrinsic nature, are a corrupt, untrustworthy, and arrogant people. They thrive in chaos, and they are incapable of following order or procedure. So it's a waste of time trying to continuously attach ourselves to these people, which will lead us nowhere, nowhere. So, and to these people, I want to ask them, what are the net benefits of the Southern Cameroons continuing to remain with people who have clearly demonstrated in word and action that they hate us, that they despise us, that they don't respect us? They have demonstrated in every way possible that they don't like us, they don't respect us, and they will never respect us. It has taken us more than 60 years to get here. How long will it take for us, for their citizens, to remove from their system what has been taught to them? It is now cultural that when they know that each time you meet someone from the southern Cameroons, you have to treat them as a second class citizen, because that is how they are taught to see us. So, how are you going to wipe it from their minds to now see us as equals? And again, what are the net disadvantages of the people of the southern Cameroons going back to being by themselves as they were before we came together with Cameroon? Are there any disadvantages to that? I want someone to tell me. So why are some people so resistant to the notion that we ought to be by ourselves, managing our own affairs? Because La Republic of Cameroon is incapable. We cannot train them to do what is right or to respect their own word. It's like trying to teach a pig how to take care of a clean shirt, or trying to live with La Republic of Cameroon is like trying to share a house with a pig. You can never be clean in a house living together with a pig. They have to go their own separate ways, and we go our own separate ways. That is the only way. This
All right. Thank you. Let me get back to John. John, this is a question that others are posting out there. Issa Chiroma wins and says, Ambazonia, I want to sit down and talk with you. And what would you do? What would you say? What should
Um,
Ambazonia say?
Before I address that specific question, Chris,
I
let
think you are
me
mute.
get back.
Oh, okay. You're okay. You are okay. Go
Can
on.
you
Go
hear
ahead.
me? Yes. So I was saying that before I address that specific question, Chris, let me get around a few issues here. The first issue I want to get around is someone, because these are people in southern Cameroon that I really did respect a lot, that they had a clear understanding of why we are fighting, of why we are locked in a battle with La République du Cameroun. When someone sends me something like says, let's be clear, if you allowed La République politicians to campaign in southern Cameroons, then you must also allow people in southern Cameroons to go out and vote on Sunday. Who
Right,
allowed the
right,
La République du
right.
Cameroon politicians to go and campaign in southern Cameroons? La République du Cameroon politicians will not ask you permission to come and campaign in southern Cameroons. They are ferried into southern Cameroons, heavily guarded by La République du Cameroon military, and a good lot of them come on the Saturdays and Sundays, which are let free for the people to go out there and do shopping to, replenish their homes, and they target places where they know, I mean, are populous, and go and stand there. And you get up and start telling me some of this kind of inanities. It's really, heart-rending to imagine some people who have gone to school coming up with, with such foolish talk. It makes you understand that, the people on the ground even have a greater understanding of what we are up against than some of our people loitering around, portraying that we have gone to school or we are based in the diaspora, and by dint of being out here, we have become, all knowing. This is absolute stupidity. And the next thing I want to say is a bit kind of to your question. These people who are saying this, they simply ignore something that we should never ignore. That La République du Cameroon until today has never denied that they signed the 1964 Cairo Resolution. And the official title of that resolution is AHG Resolution 16 Sub 1 on border disputes among African countries, in which all the African countries, including La République du Cameroon, all declared that they are going to respect their boundaries as acquired at independence. That at independence, boundaries are frozen. So when I hear people talk of give, like my comrade just talked there about even if Chiroma wants to give what to who? Who is giving who what? Because even if you go by what happened in 1961, they talked about two states equal in status coming together, and that coming together meant that a country that achieved independence in 1960 and on January 1, known as La République du Cameroun, ceased to exist. Another country known as the Southern Cameroons that was attaining independence on the 1st of October 1961 will cease to exist just hours after it achieved independence. For the two to come together and create a new country known as the Federal Republic of Cameroon with two states equal in status. And one of them will now become known as the Federated State of East Cameroon, and the other will become known as the Federated State of West Cameroon. That was the project that was to materialize into a Treaty of Union. And since no Treaty of Union ever got signed, even this project did not materialize. That is why La République du Cameroon could freely, without blemish, not being referred to any specific text, walk out of this so-called union in 1984, resume its name La République du Cameroun, and then turn around and annex the Southern Cameroons. So the person that answered this question the most, because I heard my brother Sama talk there about one and indivisible. The person that answered this question the best was Akere Muna in 2017 and in January. When they talked of one and indivisible, Akere Muna said, yes, one and indivisible. Cameroon is one and indivisible. Which Cameroon? Which of the Cameroons? If they're talking of La République du Cameroon as being one and indivisible, I have no quarrel with that. But if you are talking Cameroon being one and indivisible and dreaming of the Southern Cameroons, you must be, you must have lost some of your senses. And then clearing on that, coming back now to Issa Chiroma winning and then wanting to, sit down with the people of the Southern Cameroons until he wins, first of all. Because I want to tell you this. I broadcast this news on my platform, the GMA Connections, earlier this afternoon, where I said the people who could even make it possible for Issa Chiroma Bakari to win have already collected 1 billion CFA francs each from Ngong of Ferdinand, O.C. Joshua, there's O.C. Joshua, Bello Buba Maigari, Serge Espoir Matomba, and the Cabral Libi. They have each collected 1 billion francs from Ferdinand Gongo to make sure they don't get into any agreement, any alliance, any coalition, even last minute, with Issa Chiroma Bakari, and to be on hand to recognize the results that will be churned out of the Constitutional Council, declaring Paul Biya as winner as soon as that is done. So this tells you that Issa Chiroma is not even going anywhere. And if you followed Atanga Ponji today talk about, he can be pulling crowds, can be pulling this, he's not going to be represented in the 3,000 or 33,000 polling stations, meaning you can understand that there is no way he can win. Telling you that because they will not be represented at those polling stations, whatever will happen there cannot exist. But whoever is president in La République du Cameroon, the people of the Southern Cameroons have always been clear. We are ready for dialogue. We are ready for a mediated settlement. We are waiting for you at an international negotiation table where we will discuss the root causes of this conflict, agree on exactly how we go our separate ways, set up a strategy on how to share, especially the assets that we could still have in common, because we're not going to be sharing debts. We're not going to be inheriting debts, because La République du Cameroon has indebted itself so massively that they may feel that perhaps we have to have a share in those debts. Hell no. So that is the only thing. And La République du Cameroon came close to that in Canada. And when it was time now to go out there really and tell the world that we, the people, the people of La République du Cameroon, represented by these, were in Canada with the people of the Southern Cameroons, represented by that, they backed off. You know why they backed off? Because a lot of people are not aware yet. The only reason La République du Cameroon backed up was that when they saw the document that we agreed to and that was signed to by the delegation from La République du Cameroon and the delegation from the Southern Cameroons, La République du Cameroon told itself that if that document were to see the light of day, it meant they had admitted before the entire world what they have been refusing to agree to all the time, that we are two separate entities. Because that document made clear that on the one hand, the people representing the state of Southern Cameroons, and on the other hand, those representing La République du Cameroon. And La République du Cameroon, they said if this document went out, it's suicide that they were committing. So they know the truth. And Issa Chiruma has told you that much, that they know the truth, but because they belong to a government whose official position is to say the contrary of the truth always, while they are there, they will tell you the lies. But Issa Chiruma does not have the power to say he is giving because he cannot give. So let us be very clear here. The people of the Southern Cameroons are ready to negotiate, not out of fear, not out of surrender. We will not be pushed into going to participate in the foreign elections because we want negotiations. We will not be pushed to renounce who we are because we want to beg someone to consider sitting down to talk with us. If they don't talk now, they will talk tomorrow. You recall Chris Tibonagi in a tweet made clear always that the people of the Southern Cameroons will get exactly what they are looking for. It is only a matter of time. So if our people are sensible enough, you can listen to that very seasoned diplomat and someone who has a good mastery of international affairs.
You know, I'm beginning to think that if, let's assume that proponents of Issa Chiroma win the day on Sunday and they call us to the table and say, let's talk, let's have dialogue. You know what? I think we should say to them, why don't you, La République du Cameroun, sign the Treaty of Union first? So because once you sign the Treaty of Union, you now officially have agreed we are two separate people because this time, because it doesn't exist in their, because it doesn't exist, they don't believe they should consider us as another state that came together to join them. So if they insist, we say, okay, we are coming to the table with you, but why don't you sign the Treaty of Union, Treaty of Union first?
No, Chris,
So that we can see.
Chris, let me tell you this. I tell you what, La République du Cameroon people, they will even simply laugh at that because on what basis are they going to sign a treaty of union? What articles are they going to be signing about? What is going to be the content of that
Yeah, we know, we'll
of
see
that
the
treaty of
articles.
union? I understand that that you are just making a mockery of the position where La République du Cameroon stands today in this particular situation. Listen, La République du Cameroon will lord it over us if we decide to submit ourselves.
Yeah.
If we continue to stay strong and our people on the ground, I want to insist on this all the time, are staying strong. They know the meaning of resistance. They have read and they have understood that elsewhere, people stayed strong for 30 years and they got what they
Yeah.
want. We're only 8 years gone. The minions who are getting
Nine,
confused,
actually, 9.
who are getting, okay, 9 years gone. The minions who are getting confused, who are feeling tired and all of those things, you can take a rest and then you will catch the train back where it is when you come back on board. One thing is certain, our people know that the only thing we will settle at is absolute independence. Don't forget, when the late Christian Cardinal Toomey conducted a survey, he conducted a survey only with the people on ground zero. They did not include the people in the diaspora. They did not include the refugees in the refugee camps in neighboring Nigeria and other countries. He talked only to the people on the mainland, Southern Cameroons. 69%, I mean a whooping 69% of these people who are being manipulated on the airwaves of CRTV every day, who are being disinformed in every kind of shape or form, who have members of the CPDM crime syndicate going down every day sharing bread sardines and rice and telling them nonsense, who are being confused here and there, but the people lucidly even overcame a challenge that Cardinal Toomey and his group put in that in the survey questions by not mentioning independence and then saying form of state. They said they gave options, but never mentioned independence, and then said order, and everyone went to order to write their absolute independence. That tells you the level to which our people are ready and prepared to go to fight for what they believe in. All they need from us is to accompany that determination. All they need from us
I,
is to
I,
reward that resiliency by staying the course.
yes, Comrade John Bakro. When these people, when people say these things, I would like people to just state: did we have something called a Federal Republic of Cameroon at one time or not? I just want them to say it. Those who say we've always been one and indivisible. If there is a document that is supposed to be the constitution that existed at the time, binding the two countries at the time called East Cameroon and West Cameroon, that came together to form what was then called the Federal Republic of Cameroon. How then can you say we are one and indivisible? Is there any law existing that states that when two people come together, that they can never separate again? So these are some of the fallacies that people just spread out there, and there are documents that can prove them wrong. And that is again the reason why Latvia would not is reluctant to sit down with us at the table of negotiation, because they know they don't have a case. They do not. They just don't have a case. And as you rightly said, it is in the blood of our people on ground zero more than even the diaspora. Nobody told those guys in Bamenda not to sing the anthem. They just knew that it was the wrong thing to do. The La Republic's anthem is now foreign to us, and that is how our people know it, and that is the way it's going to be. We've been at this thing going 9 years. They thought we would get tired. We are not tired, and we will not be tired until the right thing is done.
All right. Comrades, please stay put in there. Let's open the phone lines to the audience to take their contributions. The phone line is there on screen, but please make sure if you are calling, turn down the volume of your television before you call. Turn down the volume of your television before you call. The phone number is there on your screen. So go ahead.
While you
And
wait
while
for the
we're
call,
waiting
Miss
for these
please.
phone calls, gentlemen, I have seen the data out there that La République du Cameroon is circulating for the percentage of the vote in each of their regions. And according to what I saw, Ambazonia has only 13.37, I believe, of voters registered. 13.7 of all the vote that will be cast tomorrow, only 13%. I mean 13.37%. And then when I read stuff like this, I'm wondering, those who say, oh, Ambazonia is going to give victory to Paul Biya. What is 13.6% to 100%, comrade? Maybe Sama can take that. Sama, we cannot hear you. I think you are muted.
Yeah, maybe it's muted actually. So
All right, Metri, go on with that point. Take that
yeah.
point, please.
No, yeah, listen, comrade, please. Oh, we know all of these figures are manipulative figures by the Republic of Cameroon, just to show to the world that Ambazonia, Southern Cameroon, participated in this election. Whatever they say, whatever they do, our people have demonstrated to the wider world that they see it, that we are not part of this country called the Republic of Cameroon. No matter how painful or how deceitful the Republic of Cameroon is trying to play the first one, it is not going to work. They only come and end around the center, upstation Boya, Bamenda or Boya, and some part of Victoria, and then go back. Nothing else. The truth remains clear that Southern Cameroon has shown to the wider world that we are not part of the Republic of Cameroon. Yes, our people are suffering. Yes, they are suffering, and the results are there. Good and fine. I can assure our people that not long from now, there will be celebration all over Southern Cameroon. Look, I come back to this point where everybody is now singing the Mabola over Isa Chiroma, Isa Chiroma. Isa Chiroma has no right to convene, call Southern Cameroon to sign a treaty or union of or treaty union with the Republic of Cameroon. He has no powers. Only thing Isa Chiroma can do as a president, should in case he's elected, is withdraw his troops from Southern Cameroon for the sake of peace at the other level, because they are never going to win. Never going to win. So all this notion of that, I will give you a federation. I will give who federation? We are a country. You have no right over our people. And when I look at people like the Akere Muna, the Joshua Osi, who are encouraging people, trying to make us feel like we are part of them, it's not a shame. Joshua Osi is there defending his business. He is the one who charters aeroplane to the presidency. He is a full business guy. He has his transaction there. For all the as a chief, has Joshua Osi taken a trip to Nigeria to see our refugees who are in Nigeria since 9 years today? No. Has Joshua Osi even taken a trip to say, let me call for a boycott, even in the Republic of Cameroon, about on this? Even he spoke in parliament, it didn't work. He could have said, okay, today, let's call for a boycott in Douala or in Yaoundé as a sign in solidarity with the people of Southern Cameroon. No, everybody now is coming to, I will solve the problem in 100 days. I will solve the problem in 90 days. Which problem? You have not been able, for 9 years, have not been able to solve any problem, and now you want suddenly to come and solve it within 90 days.
All right.
Such a shame.
All right.
Southern Cameroonians are not stupid. Stay at home. Don't
All
go
right.
out. Something catch you. So if you want to go and vote, make sure you see a carpenter to prepare you a coffin, so that when you go down, you should not blame anybody. You bury yourself inside. Stay
All
at
right.
home.
Comrade, hold on there. Hold on there. Let's get to the callers here. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello, sir. Good evening. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Canada.
Okay. And what is on your mind, sir?
I have some few things in my mind. We know that's an important event that's coming on in our territory, in our land. And yeah, we've been saying everything, but I think there are some things we haven't yet said. And I would like you to throw more light on that, or maybe some members on your panel. The first thing I want to talk about is generally, we know elections have been banned from our land by the competent authorities that be. And I just want to find out, my first question is going to be this. For those Southern Cameroonians who brave the odds and go out to vote come Sunday, after being intercepted by Ambazonian forces, have we provided adequate detention centers where those people, they're gonna be kept? Because I know a lot of people, they still gonna defy the laws of the land and go out to vote. So that's my first question.
Well, sorry, those are not things that we discuss on television. So next question.
Oh, okay, perfect. And then my second question goes thus: after the elections, we know Southern Cameroonians, they're still gonna be excited to know about the results. Is it possible for Southern Cameroonians, especially those on ground zero, to go about and publish the results as obtained from the Republic's election, as they do for some other countries that do have elections across the border in Africa?
Well, those are individual positions. Anybody is free to do what they want. I mean, I can pick election results in Zimbabwe and put it out there. I'm not a Zimbabwean. I can put election results in Ghana out there. I'm not a Ghanaian. It's a thing of what you choose to do. Ambazonians
Yeah,
can
but
publish whatever results they want. It doesn't change the fact that Ambazonia stayed out.
yeah, but I want this position to be clear because sometimes we know like it's been made clear like right now we know Amazonians are not gonna go out there to vote. Anybody trying to go out there to vote, it's gonna be on his or her head. So I just want us to have a stand on that so that people know because sometimes people are just scared of everything. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, right.
Yep.
No,
Yeah.
people have the right to publish whatever they want. It's like sharing an opinion, right? That's what it is.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And then lastly, after the Republic publish the elections that are coming up, are there any measures that are going to be taken by Ambazonians to stay safe?
What do you mean by that?
Because we know what is going to happen in La Republic if the elections don't go the way they want.
Well,
I think it's
again,
obvious.
our point as
And the after effect is gonna be felt in Amazonia, whether we like it or not. So I wanna just find out, are there measures that have been taken by our competent authorities to make sure everything goes smooth in our land after the election? Because we've already taken the measures during the elections and during the campaigns.
right,
So
I
what
get the
happens
point. I
after
get
the
the point.
elections?
I get the point you are making, but I guess you are talking about a possible escalation
Of course.
of political violence in La République du Cameroon. Listen, if political violence escalate over there in La République du Cameroon, it has nothing to do with us. We have our mission, and that mission is to pursue our cause of freedom. If La République du Cameroon they want to die, let them die. But what we say to Ambazonians in La République du Cameroon, if there are any signs that political violence is about to escalate, go back home. Go back home, and if you are Ambazonian army, gendarme, police in French Cameroon force, it is not for you to go and fight and spill your blood over a country that is not yours.
Please let me help you elaborate here a bit,
What would you
please.
say
Please.
about French Cameroonians that might have to take the train, that might have to move over to southern Cameroons if things spilled over in La République du Cameroon? Are they free to move as refugees?
We will absorb them as refugees, as every kind nation does to its neighbors. But let me,
Please let me
thank
help
you. Let me
elaborate.
get
Let me
the panel
help
to come in here.
elaborate.
Yes, go in.
Let me help elaborate a bit on that, please. Actually, you know, for several months today, especially JMA Connection, have been singing this song. Personally, I've been giving out lectures to our people in La Republic Cameroon. Find way and come back close home. Find way, because if you can hear the United Nations come out and report that either way this election goes, there's bound to be chaos, there's bound to be rioting. So you, the people of the Southern Cameroon, are going to be the principal target. They might say you, c'est vous, the principal cause, said problem, or whatever the case. Presently, that there's not even, the results are not even out. They are coming after our people right now, when the results are not even yet out. How much more when they are out and then they don't favor the regime or there's rioting? So the best thing for our people to start doing is, don't stand with their 2 feet on the ground. The best way, find your way. If you cannot come to Likumba, to Kumba, come to Bonaberi. The worst come to the worst, you can walk on your, you can trek to Tico, you can trek to Likumba, or you can trek and enter even inside Southern Cameroon, Modica, all those areas and stay safe. They are going to block the roads. There will be no food. Only the 2-3 weeks that there was lockdown, people didn't have food stuff in Yaoundé. Tomato were not going, cocoyam, plantain, all these things were not. How much more that there will be no food? Because there's likely, it's something that is inevitable. There's going to be chaos
Right,
in La Republic
right.
Cameroon.
Comrade, you hold on that subject. That is something we can discuss on a whole different program. Let's get back to our phones. Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Atlanta.
All right. What is your contribution, sir?
Yes, I've been following the debates the last few days, and I have a major concern when I listen to people like you and the rest of the panel who are staunch Ambazonia people, basically saying you don't want any elections in Ambazonia land. And I just want to say, sometimes, times change and we should evolve with the times. We cannot be stuck in the past. I listened to when Rebecca Enochon came on board. I listened to when Eric Chinje came on board. And you keep going back to, we have been voting for the past 64 years and nothing has changed. Or John Frundi, when we voted for John Frundi in 1992, nothing changed. Time has changed. In 1992, Paul Biya was not 92 years old. He is today. In 1992, we did not have the technology that we have today to monitor the results of the elections. And I just want to say, we have been in this crisis for the past coming up on 10 years. And this government has refused to negotiate with anybody. They will not pick up your phone call. We have not been able to make any progress at all. I go to Cameroon quite frequently and I talk to people on the ground. Our young people from the Northwest and the Southwest who are crowded in Bonaberi, they're suffering. There are no jobs. The housing situation is deplorable. You know why? Because of the situation
Make
in
your
our
point.
territory.
Make your point, sir. We have a lot of callers here.
My point is, we need to move past the 64 years that you keep quoting. We need to move past
we move
1992
past
when we voted for
it to
Frundi.
where? To
Yes.
where? So what is new? That is my question.
The point is, give change a chance.
What kind of change are you talking? Who is the
not
change?
an angel, and none of us
who
is.
who
If
embodies
we think that giving
change?
Shiroma a chance can create a situation where we get past the Biya regime
Okay.
and get to a point where we can negotiate.
Okay, hold on
there.
there. I'm not dropping you. We give Issa Chiroma a change. Why can't you be patient enough to wait for Chiroma to win and we give him a chance? He hasn't won yet.
Well, if you lock down Ambazonia and people don't vote, Biya will declare himself.
Do you know the percentage?
100%.
Do you know the percentage of the vote in Ambazonia?
I have followed you. You said it was 13%.
Okay, over 100.
Yeah.
So does
Right.
that stop Issa Chiroma from winning?
When Judge Bush.
All right, thank you for the call. Thank you for the call, sir. Thank you for the call. We got to other calls here. Thank you for the call. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Yes, I can hear you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay, what is your contribution, sir?
I was just checking on you guys to ask the question about is it not a mistake? I heard all of you talking. I've been hearing you guys for the past 3 days.
Okay.
Is it not a mistake for us not to participate? I'm talking us Amazonians to participate for the election. Is it not going to give? I know he explained about the 13% and the 87%, but is it not going to be a problem if we don't participate and they use it? And CPDM wins that election and they still come back to Pobia and we still go into. Is that not a way we can get to the table?
All right. Okay. All right. I hear you. Thank you for the question. I'll let John back. Please take that question.
Yes, Chris, thank you very much. Chris, thank you very much for the opportunity to address those questions, because his questions are essentially like the questions of the person that called before him. The person that called before him made this statement that he visits Cameroon frequently. Of course, he's indicated that he ends in Douala, and then in Bonaberi he sees a lot of our young people crowded there and suffering. They don't have jobs. Do the citizens of La République du Cameroon have jobs? Do they have jobs? They are not fighting like us. They are citizens of La République du Cameroon. They are fighting like us. Do they have those jobs that our people are crowded there and they don't have? It's the same fallacy like some saying, oh, we are blocking our areas from having development. They cannot carry out any development projects. La République du Cameroon, the cities of Douala and Yaoundé are not at war. Do they have roads? Is there any development going on there? You can see all of that. And then I want to really make this clear to these people. There's something that we have to bear in our minds. When you say that not going for the elections will it not be a mistake? Let me even say this. For those who are supporting Issa Chiruma, you have to pray hard that the people of the southern Cameroon stay home. And I'll tell you why. We're in a war zone. Issa Chiruma's party will not have the opportunity to fill polling agents in southern Cameroon. The polling agents in southern Cameroon are going to be soldiers of La République du Cameroon who are all paying their allegiance to Paul Biya. So if you have a very low or no voter turnout at all in the southern Cameroon, don't forget, Chris, I know in the last election they claimed that it was 5% participation. If they come up with a 5% participation again this time, if they tell you that they have had up to 5% participation again this time, it helps reduce the damage that the CPDM will cause to Issa Chiruma by claiming votes that were not cast. Because the basic truth here is, if you were to tell the people of the Southern Cameroons, go out there, we are, the special ghost towns have been lifted. Saturday and Sunday are free. People should go out there and stroll. The CPDM will now have the opportunity to stuff all of those boxes and tell you that 100% of the people voted and 90% voted for Paul Biya.
Yeah.
You have no way to check that out. But the fact that the Southern Cameroon stays
they will say it was their candidates who it was their voters who were at risk, and so you opened the doors and they came in.
It's paving the way for Issa Chiruma Bakari rather, because where La République du Cameroon always claim to have to harvest a lot of votes, claim to have 90%, 98% in the northern regions. And so today they can't claim to have that kind of percentage in the northern regions. The only other place that they will now shift to will be the southern Cameroons, where the SDF that was the leading political party there, is now only a shadow of itself. So the basic thing is, you can't be wanting one thing and you're not very analytical enough to understand that you are asking for the other. The people of the southern Cameroons will stay home. And La République du Cameroon will find it difficult to say there was 80%, 90% participation. And it will be difficult for them to take those votes. Atanga Ponji said today at the press briefing that the FSNC and its affiliates are not represented anywhere on the territory. And so they're not even going to have polling agents. He's thereby telling you simply that everywhere where they will not have polling agents, the CPDM will take all the votes. So when you get up on Monday, and Atanga Ponji tells you Issa Chiruma Bakari has been beaten and has just about 13 or 12%, because they're going to do that. Yeah. They will never let it go anywhere above 20%, so you don't start saying that, hey, but it seems that there will be no. They'll give you a very disillusioning score. I say give, because they don't look at the voting.
All right. Hold on there, Conrad. Let's get back to the phones. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Texas.
Texas. Okay. What is on your mind, sir?
All right. So I keep hearing a lot of technology issues. People are talking about technology as if in 2019 we did not have technology, right?
Yeah.
This issue, this idea of technology, the people, some Cameroon Amazonians are so, they seem to forget the kind of country where we live in. A country that does not respect, when they say impossible never Cameroon, as maybe that was Samato, somebody said, that is exactly the kind of country where we live in. The rule of law does not, Orbia can decide at any minute. As a matter of fact, as we speak, the outcome of the results are already, but Cameroon is not even the one who decides. France decides what is going to happen in that country. So for people to come and start talking about technology as if, okay, what is the strategy? What is this? How is the technology going to change anything?
Hold on there. Let me tell you, on election day, they will shut down the internet, and you're not careful, even electricity will be off, because they know without electricity, you can't go on the internet, or without the internet, there's nothing that those supervising the polls, representing the different parties, can upload election results from their polling stations to the internet.
I mean, this is appalling. Eric Chinji came in yesterday and it was all about technology. Technology, the world has changed. What has changed? Cameroon is not different from North Korea. Yeah. Where you oh, come on.
All right.
I mean, No, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the call. All right. Yeah. On this subject of technology, Mike Fossey, come in there. Oh, I think Mike Fossey is frozen. Sama, go on, please.
What's wrong with my system?
Who can hear you? Go on.
Okay, thank you. I was wondering. Yeah, well, with these people with their technology, like I asked before, that 7 years ago this technology was there, but what was the meaning of that technology? You will bring your own results. Come the trees. These people seems to be forgetting so guys like Eric Chinje, that in 1992 the SDF brought the result tally from the polls. The CPDM did all maneuvering. It didn't work. They brought the results of the parliamentary election of 1991, added up with that of the 1992. It didn't work. By the end of it, they just say, damn it, keep this counting shit aside and let's do what we know we can do best and continue. So, like I said before, Kanto 7 years ago carried return sheets from the polls signed by CPDM representatives to the court. The guy seated behind the desk said what Kanto is brandishing at his people meant nothing. The one which is here in his hands, signed by no one, is the authentic one. If Kanto or they say Churuma brought in technology today and say, okay, these are the results, we even took video of it from the poll and send it to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court said, all those things are fraudulent. They meant nothing here. What we have here is the authentic one. What would that technology change in that court where Atangana is seated?
Okay, good point there. Leave it there. Let's get back to the callers. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, where are you calling from, sir?
Chris. Yeah, and my greetings to the panel there.
Yes, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to what I have in my mind is just to remind those our dear brothers who have called from the United States there. Do they know that America took 100 years to have their independence? Do they know South Sudan took 30 years to have their independence? We are only 9 years old into this thing.
Yeah.
We started learning how to defend this nation with stones, from stones to cutlass to guns today. Are we really going to betray our own brothers, mothers, children who have been killed by French Cameroon for a common election? What kind of election? A sham election for over the years. When Aijo was ruling Cameroon, he ruled as a head of state and he stood as the only candidate for all elections. Another French citizen came over, 43 years or 42 years today, getting to 43 years. He's been ruling. Who do they want to really deceive? Are we so naive that we cannot understand that we have to fight for what we need?
All right.
If you have to achieve anything in life, you must work for it.
Yeah.
That would be gross violation of the rights of our brothers and sisters who have shed their blood for the freedom of this nation. What will you tell them? That after all they have sacrificed for this nation, you are going back to give it like a dog who vomits and come back to eat of the vomit. That isn't true. It can't work.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Yes, the Israelites were punished by God in the desert because they started complaining about, let's go back to Egypt because we need tomatoes and onion. God had to kill them. If the Lord who created man made the Israelites, he could have just given Israel the promised land without them fighting.
All right.
Them to fight. So we should also fight for our freedom.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
Brother.
Thank you. Hello. 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 Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
When you call, you got to stay on your phone, not on your television set, please. Hello.
Hello?
Hi, good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Hello? Yeah, Mr. Cristiano. This is Mr. Muma. I'm calling from Denver.
Calling
Denver,
from where?
Colorado. Hello?
You calling from where?
Denver, Colorado.
Oh, okay. What is on your mind, sir?
I just want to give my contribution to the panel and to Southern Cameroonians.
All right, go on.
I want to extend a special greeting to Mr. Sama Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah. For those people who are saying that they come on the panel and identify themselves as Ambazonia, and then as Ambazonians, I beg your pardon, and then they are saying, but can we give a chance for our people to go out and participate in this election? I want to ask them a question.
Okay.
When you call yourself an Ambazonian and you've declared your independence since on the 21st of September 2017, and then you want to come in now and compromise, of which this particular situation has already been handled in the State Department, it's already everywhere in the international scene. If you go in and compromise and participate in a sham election in La République du Cameroon, what do you think you are doing? You are sending mixed messages to the international community. Okay, another guy came in yesterday, he's calling from Atlanta. He's been going down to Cameroon. All these people who are saying they are Ambazonians, going back to Cameroon, doing business. Look, I've been in exile for almost 11 years. I just came out of prison. I've paid a price for this struggle. All those people who are saying they are going to Cameroon, they are seeing our people suffering in Bonaberi. Like Thomas asked. John Bakoro. These La Republic citizens in Bonaberi, do they have jobs? Do they have jobs? Forget about our people.
Yeah.
Forget about our people. All these black legs, I call them black legs. You see people like Eric Chinje and the lady that came up the other day called herself Rebecca, those are the people that their parents were romancing with La Republic since time immemorial. Eric Chinje has had his fair share with CRTV. He has had his fair share with the La Republic government. You see all these people that are coming to sympathize. There are people that have been romancing with La Republic. We that they call the terrorists, we that have paid the price. Like I said, I just came out of prison. My family was suffering. My children. I've paid the price for this trouble.
All right.
And I asked some of my comrades are still paying the price.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, thank you. You make your point. Thank you. You make your point very eloquently, and we hear you.
So
Thanks.
this message should go out to them.
Yeah.
We are not backing out. We are not.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello, good evening, Comrade.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero, sir.
Okay. What is on your mind, sir?
Yeah, one thing I just want to ask first is that I hope we all believe that whether we like it or not, one day we'll go to a negotiating table with the La Republique.
Yes.
So I just want to say we should just put our hands together and we pray that maybe the Messiah that is going to free La Republique from their bondage will be the one to come and sit on the negotiating table with us to see how we can negotiate with them. And another issue I want to say is I don't know why a lot of people don't really believe in a change in La Republic, because normally this particular Mr. Chiroma has gone through a lot in the hands of the La Republic also.
But you left La Republic only yesterday
I
after being
believe
there for
he's not
decades.
only
Why
going to
why
like
a sudden
for a
belief in him?
revenge, but I believe he's going to also save the entire La Republic from the bondage.
All right.
And
All right. Thank you. I hear you. Thank you. I hear you. We are
for us
waiting.
to like sit on a negotiating table to talk with them.
Yes, hear you. We are not running away from sitting on a negotiation table with him, but until then, let him get there first, right? Thank you for the call.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Can you turn down the volume, your TV volume, please, and focus on the phone?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, it is Mohammed.
Hello?
Hello,
Yes, go on. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Cameroon.
Okay, what is your contribution?
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. My contribution is that I want to ask our elders in outside country, what about our brothers in jail? They are suffering so much, and this is our own opportunity to free them. Then they say that we cannot go out and vote for Isa Shiroma. It's the only option we have in this time.
We are not saying that a lot of public citizens should not vote for Isa Chiroma. We are saying that elections are forbidden in Ambazonia. Nobody should be in jail for expressing an opinion. So, listen, they have to come out of jail, not because they should come out of jail, not because of Isa Chiroma, but because it was an unjust thing to put them in jail.
Yeah, so sir, what I want you to understand, I'm not a Cameroonian, I'm a Nigerian, but I have a wife coming from Baminda. So it is very, very hot. Our people are dying, are suffering.
You mean Nigerian people?
Yeah, everywhere. If they say this is Ambazonia, they have problem with every person. They say they are terrorists. So it's very hot.
Well, you remember Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist, right? All right. Thank you. You have a great night. I'd like you guys to address this suffering, people are suffering thing. I think John Ba had actually addressed that before, but hold on there. Let me get to this caller. Hello.
Suffering, people are suffering thing. I think John Ba had.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Oklahoma City.
Okay, and what is the contribution?
Yes, Comrade Chris. I've been watching, and for me, for my own take, I know we don't have any business to do with La Republic, because we have denounced La Republic and we are about to take our independence back because of the way they treated us. So it was a marriage, and even in a normal life, marriage can always be separated. So if we came together and we see that it's not working, we have to go our pathways. So concerning the election going on, it's not part of us. Us, the Southern Cameroonians, we don't have any business to do with La Republic elections. So when they say Issa Chiroma is going to favor us if he wins or not, that's not part of our business. If he wins, it's just a plus, and he decides to call for dialogue and release our prisoner of war in jail. It's a plus. That's his mindset.
Yeah, we will call that a confidence building measure.
Come again?
No, I said you are right. We will, if he decides to release our prisoners, we'll call it the beginning of negotiation, a confidence building measure.
Exactly. Because what proves to you that the words that comes out of his mouth, because he wants to go in for presidential election, when he wins, he's going to put them to pass. He's going to put them to work, as he's saying right now. All those things are political games. Somebody will win the election, and then later on, it becomes something else. So we don't have to believe on that. We have to follow our strategy. We have stand on our point, and our goal is to gain our independence back. So if they are fighting after the election, if they are fighting, we are blocking our borders and make sure our people are safe. So like John Bakoro said, any Cameroon, any La Republic, any Ambazonia, Southern Cameroonian that is in the Republic area, if you have a means to start coming home, be close to Bonaberi. So if it comes to the worst, you can even walk and come back home because there's no option.
All right.
Because we have to block our borders. If it comes to the worst, they are fighting. We have to block our borders.
All right.
If by chances he won, and now he decides to call for dialogue, fine. But we don't have to say let's give him a chance.
No.
We have been giving chances for change. There's no changes. So we have to take the bull by the horn and fight for ourselves. And that's exactly what we are doing.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
All right. Gentlemen, one after the other, you hear our contributors out there. Lots of people are calling, but unfortunately the line has been so busy. John, round up your point and let's call it a night, please. John,
yes.
Hold on 1 second. Let me take this as the last caller because it's ground zero and any there.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I am calling presently.
I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, I'm saying I am calling from.
Your network is not good. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I can barely hear you, sir.
Hello.
Hello. All right. Poor networks out there. So, John, please go on.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. And thank you for this opportunity for us to have this exchange together. I want to send a shout out to Merchant Inkoff, to Brother Sama, and to Mr. Fusi. I mean, it's a delight to have all of us standing together to, encourage our people to let the people of the Southern Cameroons know that we are still on the right direction. We're still in the right direction. Even when we're facing challenges and all of this, we have covered a lot of grounds. We are doing pretty well for a 9-year-long, liberation movement. I really want to encourage our people, stay home. You have heard the calls repeatedly from the freedom fighters on the ground, those who are carrying arms. They have told you there is no arrangement with anyone, anywhere, requiring you to go out over the weekend. Saturday and Sunday are locked down. Don't go out. Don't put yourself in harm's way. I really don't want to get up and see that any of our civilian lives have been lost. That is going to be so heart-rending for me. So let's stay home. And for those who are in La République du Cameroon territory, of course, I said it earlier, and that the general called a while ago did capture that. If you are still in the hinterlands of La République du Cameroon, move closer to the big cities. If you must still stay within La République du Cameroon, where you can have help if things go rough, and things are definitely going to go rough, very rough in La République du Cameroon. And I want to advise those of our people who are getting carried away by what they are seeing on the ground, and some are betting their lives that they said Chiroma is going to win. It's only a mad person who would think that in a gathering of fowls, a cockroach can be declared innocent. This was very clear in the minds of our people. There is no way a constitutional council chaired by Clement at Tangana is going to say that Issa Chiroma Bakari won the election. And so that's not going to happen. So if you are hoping, if you are betting, please don't bet to the extent that it can cause you a heart attack. Because, I mean, some of us have lived long enough in that system to have this clear understanding. So to the people of the Southern Cameroons, stay home, stay safe, and avoid finding yourself in circumstances that are not warranted. If you are in La République du Cameroon, there's an uprising, please don't participate in any of those uprisings. We had fought already so many years for change with those people, and it never resulted to anything. They even abandoned us in the midst of it. We have lost a lot of souls already. I don't want to hear any Southern Cameroonian soul being lost stupidly inside La République du Cameroon. So my final word: stay strong, stay safe, stay home. Avoid finding yourself in places which can lead to harm. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, John. Comrade Nikom, please.
Yeah, well, my fellow comrades, gentlemen, especially Jemba, I still want to sneak from behind and then dove my chapeau for you because really, whatever you do, I am in line with you, even plus Chris, everybody. So listen, before I go move any segment, I will dove my chapeau to the liberation fighters. Asawana, Asabwam, Esimili. Usa them day, shake no day. Hold the line, hold the line. So please, my dear fighters, my dear liberation fighters, your sacrifice is not in vain. Sometimes some of people will fool you that these guys are sitting overseas, they are enjoying their life. We are sacrificing here our resources, time, and energy just for homeland's sake and for our people too. We could decide to turn our blind eyes and say, hey, let them do anything. No, that's our homeland. That's where our placenta was buried. So hold the line. Nobody should deceive you. As much as they will come around from the Ngole, Ringa, them, the people they will not like them, to any of those people, they are all deceiving you for their own personal benefit, which is not helping you. They will destroy a road in Victoria, Ringa will blame it on the people who don't like. So nobody should fool with that. Issa Chiroma has that golden ticket. He's going to hit the hammer and everything will come back to normal and things will be solved. Lies. Has Issa Chiroma visited your prisoners of conscience in Kondengi? Just one question. Has Issa Chiroma done that? Nothing. And then he comes around to tell you, vote for me. Why would we always be sacrificing for the Republic of Cameroon to enjoy? Nobody should move out. Life has no duplicate. You go down, you go down. You better prefer to have an illiterate child alive than an educated dead child. So you have gone through enough, 9 good years. Only these 3 days, and the world has watched you. The world is seeing you. The record card is clear. The Republic of Cameroon is sinking, has sunk. She has nothing else. Pobia is gone, CPDM is gone. All those black legs, all those commercial agents of the CPDM, all those enablers, they have nowhere to go. So hold the line. Very soon we are going to celebrate our victory. It's on the line. So no elections in Southern Cameroon. Don't risk your life. Stay at home. Even my people right in Cambe, stay at home. Thank you.
Thank you. Sama, please.
Thank you, Comrade Chris, and it was salute for Comrade John Akoro. I don't hear a lot of people they talk say Chiroma go give. Now wait till Chiroma get and we go give them for Southern Cameroonian people. Chiroma no get nothing for give. So you no go give. If I go for Chiroma, there are 6 points for the Union for Change, what they call it, what? Where they say now ye wait Chiroma go follow them for the 5 years, man, they go jam for you, if at all they succeed. The word peace is there for them, but the Southern Cameroon people, they need to say not peace, but with the sake justice. If at all for any of those preambles, or which of the right time say go follow them, you will get the word justice about the Southern Cameroon people they applied. We will say, okay, now That word never say justice. We will follow that word for see if we and the people get justice. Secondly, they don't talk about, like people say 13% na Southern Cameroon and their vote. If out of 100% you contest 13, you don't get the court will even give you the 13. Say take that 13 with that shoot them. But that 13 be very, very insignificant. So when Southern Cameroonians, if you come to waste your time, say you want to go vote because you get that 13%, that 13% be very, very insignificant. It will change nothing for La Republic election. So do not waste your time. Another correction I give a maker. The name of the United Nations began for the Southern Cameroon and La Republique. It be the United Federal Republic of Cameroon and not the Federal Republic of Cameroon. Now La Republique become up with the Federal Republic of Cameroon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sama, Maitre, and John. Was great having you, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
God bless.
ladies and gentlemen, that will be the end of this show for us tonight. We'll be coming back on Sunday to cover the elections in La République du Cameroon, get reports from the ground as per what will be happening there on Sunday, at least from that part of the country. And so the only thing I can say to you again, for if you are Ambazonian, is please stay home. Don't go out, risk your life for something that isn't beneficial to you. So I look forward to coming back on Sunday with a big panel to discuss Cameroon elections as they go on. And in the course of that broadcast, we'll be getting reports from the ground as per what is going on, the announcing of results through the technology that we are told exists. And so please join us on Sunday for that very special broadcast. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.